peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, through Ali. Amen. Those who are able, please remain standing for our more honest community. First shall rise, giving praise to Allah. The great God of the universe. I give honor to his last prophet in these days. Prophet Noble Juali. I give honor to all true and divine prophets of Allah. Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, etc. I give honor to Marcus Garvey, forerunner prophet Noble Juali. I give honor to the American flag, the flag of our birth, and to the Moorish flag, our decent flag, the red flag, the 5-pointed green star in the center, the 5 points representing the divine principles, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I give honor to our divine charter, which gives us the divine and legal right to practice and promote our religion. Unmolested. I give honor to all past Supreme Grand Advisors and moderators. Lord Science Temple of America Incorporated. Brother C. Kirkman Bay, Brother F. Nelson Bay, and Brother J. Blakely Bay. I give honor to our past former Grand Chief and moderators. Brother Ara Loveville. I give honor to Brother Ara Jones Bay, our present Grand Sheik and moderator. I give honor to the assistant Grand Sheik, Brother A. Hopkins Bay. I give honor to the Grand National Chairman, who is also the Grand Sheik here at Temple 71, Washington, D.C. Brother P. Chasey. I give honor to all national officials in their office and stations. I give honor to all grand governors and their assistants. I give honor to all local officials in their office and stations, all divine ministers, sheiks and sheikas, and all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated. To all the auxiliaries, the Moorish media team, and everything that the prophet brought to us for the uplifting of fallen humanity. Give honor to all viewers and all of those who are listening in. And give honor to our flag. Peace. I'll now read Salvation, Our God, Unity. The Moorish Science Temple of America, the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Act 1. The Grand Chief and Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheik is to assist the Grand Sheik in all affairs, if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly, according to the Circle 7, and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest, because on a Friday the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father, God Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. mission of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey the above. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and a partial of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali the prophet to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites, whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of all humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet Noble Drew Ali through the guidance of his father, God Allah. Noble Drew Ali founded Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. The Moorish Science Temple of America, mailing address, MST of A, Incorporated, P.O. Box 388, Greenbelt, Maryland, 20768. Thus, we've had a reading from all 7 acts, Divine Constitution and bylaws. I'll now read questionnaire and additional laws for the Moorish Americans by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Act 1. Grand sheiks and governors, and heads of all temples, all businesses. Each said temple must be approved by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali before acting upon by any members, that it be finance, property, or any line of life that will cause the members to sacrifice finance, etc., that was caused the support of any group of members. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to be removed from his office under heavy restriction, etc., by the Prophet or the Grand Sheik. Act 2. All members are to attend their ADAP meetings and their public meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around on their meeting period, shall be fined 50 cents on the first case, and on the second, he will be fined $1, which will go on your emergency fund. If members working, his monthly dues must be paid. And if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able to the Moorish Uplifting Fund, because it takes finance to uplift a nation. Act 3. It is lawful and divine duty of every good member, if he is able in finance, to aid men saving the nation. And if he does not, he is an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must catch him. Let it be he or she, according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as I have the power invested in my hands, and I will have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Act 4. All members, while making a public speech, must not use any insertion against the American flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group, because we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Act 5. All members will promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school, and the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire, and that every member exercises 5 senses who is able to do so, because out from your Sunday school comes the guidance of the nation. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Drew Ali the prophet to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his father, God Allah. Peace. Thus we had a reading from all 7 acts of questionnaire and additional laws. We now have a reading from the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Drew Ali by the guiding of his father, God Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from the sinful and fallen stage of humanity back to the highest plane of life with his father, God Allah. I'm going to read from chapter the divine instructions from the Holy Prophet. This is on page 53, chapter 43. Holy instructions from the Prophet, the insufficiency of knowledge. If there is anything lovely, if there is anything desirable, if there is anything within the reach of man that is worthy of praise, is it not knowledge? And yet, who is it that attaineth it? Praise be to Allah. Just like our reading from the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, our Sunday school and Koran class is officially open. If there is anyone in the vestibule or downstairs, please let them up at this time. And I'd like to welcome you all out to our Sunday school and Koran class. If there is anyone who needs a dictionary, please raise your hand and the Mufti will assist you. And at this time, I'll call for our Koran and moderator for the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated, who is also our brother, man, and friend for the R. Jones Band.
Islam. Allah the Father, Father, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. God is my protector, my God, and my salvation. By night and by day, whose holy prophet, draw me. Amen.
Okay, praise the Lord. Who made you?
Allah.
Who is Allah?
Allah is the Father of the universe.
Can we see him?
No.
Where is the nearest place we can meet?
In the heart.
Who is Noble Drew Ali?
He is Allah's child.
What is a prophet?
Prophet of Allah manifested in the flesh.
What is the duty of a prophet?
To save nations from the wrath of Allah.
Who is the founder of the Maury Science Temple of America?
Noble Drew Ali.
What year was the Maury Science Temple of America founded?
1913 AD.
Where?
Newark, New Jersey.
Where was Noble Drew Ali born?
The state of North Carolina, 1886.
What is his nationality?
Moorish American.
What is your nationality?
Moorish American.
Why are we Moorish American?
This is why I was born in America.
For what purpose was the Maury Science Temple of America founded?
For the right to the fall of man.
How did the prophet begin to uplift the Moorish American?
I teach them to be success.
What is our religion?
Islamism.
Is that a new or is that the old time religion?
Old time religion.
What kind of flag is the Moorish?
It's a very flag of the Bible to be strong.
What do the 5 points represent?
Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
How old is our flag?
It's over 10,000 years old.
Which is our holy day?
Friday.
Why?
Because Friday is the emotion and the form of flesh. And Friday we call it our flesh.
Who was Jesus?
It was the prophet of Allah.
Where was he born?
In Bethlehem of Judah in the house of David.
Who were his father and mother?
Joseph and Mary.
Will you give in brief the line genealogy through which Jesus came?
Some of the great fathers of which Jesus came are Abraham, Boaz, Jesse, King David, Solomon, Hezekiah, Joseph, and Mary.
Why did Allah send Jesus to this earth?
To save the Israelites from the lion and the oppression of the nation who were held in worship in Palestine at that time.
How long has that been?
About 2,000 years ago.
What was the nationality of Ruth?
Ruth was the Moabites.
What is the modern name for Moab?
Moroccan.
Where is the Moroccan Empire?
Northwestern Mexico.
What is the modern name for Mexico?
Africa.
What is the title given to our ruler in Morocco?
Sultan.
Where do we get the name Jesus?
From the east.
What does the name Jesus mean?
Jesus means justice.
Did the angel give to the child that was called Jesus a holy name?
Yes, it cannot be used by those who are scarcely sent.
What is an angel?
Angels of Allah manifested in the flesh.
What are angels used for?
Carry messages to the homes of the world to all nations.
What is our prophet to us?
He is an angel of Allah who seeks to bring us the gospel of Allah.
What is the everlasting gospel?
It is the saving power that comes from Allah through the angel follows God's prophet.
What is the covenant of the great God Allah?
Honor that following them up with their days.
And what is the covenant of the great God Allah? At what age did Jesus begin to teach?
At the age of 12.
Where did he teach?
In Iraq and Europe.
How long did he teach?
18 years.
What did Jesus say that would make you free?
Truth.
What is truth?
Truth is all.
What is all?
All is Allah.
Can truth change?
Truth cannot change or pass away.
What other name do we give to truth?
Holy Grail.
What have you to say about Holy Grail?
All we can say is great, is good, it was, is, never will be. Amen.
And what place on earth was the physical part of man formed?
In the Garden of Eden.
Where is the Garden of Eden?
In the land of Canaan and the city of Mecca.
What is the modern name for the Garden of Eden?
Mecca.
What is the name of the first physical man? What are the words of AC of the MST of A? Who were Adam and Eve? Where did they go? What is the modern name given to their children? Who is guarding the holy city of Mecca today to keep the unbelievers away? What is the modern name for those angels? What is the shade of their skin? Are the Moorish Americans in relation to those angels?
Yes, Lord, the same Father and Mother.
Give 5 names that are given to the descendants of Adam and Eve.
Lucifer, devil, dragon, beast.
What is the devil sometimes called?
Lord, Son.
What deified names are given to the descendants of Adam and Eve?
Lucifer, Satan, devil, dragon, beast.
I keep hearing something. Maybe it's just me hearing something. Y'all don't hear it. That makes sense.
Okay. Give 5 names that are given to the descendants of Adam and Eve.
Lucifer, Satan, devil, dragon, beast.
What is the devil sometimes called?
Lord, Son.
How many cells are there?
2.
Name them.
Higher self, Lord, Son.
What people represent the higher self?
Angels who take the Holy City back.
What people represent the lower self?
Those who cast out Holy City, those who accept the teaching.
What is the higher self?
Higher self, more virtues, multiply, giving yourself to yourself.
What does represent?
If you represent the lower self, what does that mean?
Acting out.
You're acting it out.
Stand for.
You're standing for it, no question.
Stand against.
Okay, all right.
Represent.
All right. And what else are you displaying? What's being displayed when you represent something? When you represent something, what's being displayed?
Character.
Your character. That's right. So we're learning that our character can breed a certain attitude. You know, you can have a certain attitude and you can breed that attitude. Or that attitude is bred through what you present as your character.
And also, so you can communicate with your attitude.
No question. Your attitude is silent communication. Because see, you don't always have to say something with an attitude. You can let your attitude will manifest out. That's right. That's right. Come on, Mom.
It's sometimes even your facial expression.
No question. Especially your facial expression.
Especially.
But you got to be careful. Because remember, the eyes, they can misread a facial expression.
That's right.
So you got to be careful. You got to be careful with them eyes. Come on. Yeah.
Another word they use for it is your body language.
Yeah, it is body language. Do you know what body language is? What it is? Body language is something. What is body language? What do you think it is?
It's a manifestation of your thoughts.
That's right. That's right. Your body language is a manifestation of your thinking. So when we sing the song, "You Can't Hide," can't you see the significance in the song? And it's not that people are trying to read minds, but you just simply make a display. You display your thought. Now remember, people are trained to hide the way they think. So you can't tell outwardly what they think, right?
Okay.
You can't tell. Because they have come adept in learning how to hide their expression.
Well, the prophet said, keep you wrong doing that outside.
That's what he said that. He did say that.
All right.
He did say that.
It's not about Grandstick.
Yeah, come on, man.
What about when the person say, that's just how I talk. That's just how I am.
Well, still, just how they are, it's still read because they still present a attitude.
And they've been doing it so long that just
They have become accustomed.
fixes sensation with it.
The image is
Well, it has become a habit.
Would that
But
be part of their character at that point?
Oh, it has to be.
It has to be.
Because, and not only that, it's being reinforced.
More,
Yeah.
well, as a Muslim, I feel that a man supposed to follow another man up not his activities. You understand? If I know your heart, I know you. Because I've learned to understand a person's heart. A heart, you know, express what he seems, what he is. You know what I mean? So I don't make no specific judgment on a person. I judge a person by their heart.
But you really, I mean, can you really know what's in a man's heart?
Allah the only one that first to see us.
That's right.
Yeah, the secrets of everything.
That's right. That's right. Come on, Islam, you.
Islam, more. You know, when we studied the chapter on sincerity,
Yeah.
he said the heart of the hypocrite is hid
Yeah.
in his breast.
That's right.
So we ain't gonna know that,
Right.
because you just said it. You have people that are adept
Yeah.
in deceit.
Yes. Yes.
They're in deceit. That's what they do. They make you think one thing when all the time it's something else.
Something else.
That's what he's teaching us, how to discern the difference between the one and the other from the standpoint of even if they hide, they can't hide but for so long.
Yeah. 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 Not for so long, because that thought is going to show.
It does.
It's going to show.
It does.
See, all the thought needs is the proper condition to
There
reveal
it
itself.
is.
I mean, you can deceive and you can manipulate and you can, you know, for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
But when that condition that's appropriate to the way you're thinking presents itself, you're going to show who you are. And you can't hide it.
Yeah.
Remember now, but what is the lesson for us in that? What is the lesson? Pull out a lesson in the Koran that tells us about that. And what I'm talking about is well, I can't believe it. Look,
Jesus did it.
Escape yourself and knowing not
say that.
You escape yourself and you don't know how.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's not the one I'm looking for. Wait a minute. He tells us to be careful in this regard. Suspect not
That's
evil
it.
in anyone.
That's the
That's right.
until you see it.
Now remember, when you see it, don't misinterpret what you're seeing. Because see, you can start thinking something, and then it don't be what you're thinking, but you think you see it.
That's right. That's right. That heart ain't.
Now think about that. Be careful what you think about a person, because it may not be what you think, but you'll make a judgment call based on what you think it is.
By what you see.
By what you see.
What image did it present?
Exactly. He says, words, acts, and deeds. If you ask a proof of his messiahship, then the messiahship you recognize by words, acts, and deeds. Anybody can feed you with a bunch of words, and anybody can cause you to believe that the words are that their actions or their actions are in accord with their words, and that still can deceive you. Words, acts, and deeds, and what you need to see in words, acts, and deeds. What does he tell us again about? What do we need to see? Yes, it is proof, but it's something that he gives us a direct connection with.
Image.
No. What is the instruction?
Version.
Nuh-uh. What is the instruction? Think about the instruction. That's nice, but that ain't it. He says, be constant in that which is right. Then men will rely on you. So what is he telling you to look for? Consistency. You can tell if a person pretending because they're inconstant. And not inconstant like it's a crime, but inconstant and in a way that they don't show no improvement. And they utilize a word to try to help you to overlook their inconstancy. What is the word? I'm sorry. Yeah. Every time you tell them, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Or the youngsters say, my bad.
Yeah, but it's all the time. So now we must learn to use the science and Moorish science.
Yes.
You're studying the science of what?
Self.
Yes, self, but in a more, or make it more plain. Self in, as in what?
Actions.
The science of human behavior. You're learning the science of human behavior. How people do what? Behave. And you don't go out misreading people, but you know that you need to see a level of consistency. Not starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping. See, and when you're striving, you show improvement. You have to keep on accepting. Wow, you keep on telling me you apologize, but you keep doing the same thing.
So is that apology sincere?
No, it's not sincere. It's an excuse to allow me to continue to do what I'm doing. Come on.
And excuses don't sound good to those who make them. But also, I'll just say that your conduct and your character can speak for you when you can't speak for yourself many times.
Your character goes before you for those who know you. And those who don't know you, but know someone who knows you, they'll give a description of that brother. You know, I seen that brother with you. That brother, I see that brother from time to time. He always doing the same thing. They don't know you, but they know your character. Or they're able to get a estimation of what they think your character is, based on what they have seen you consistently do. See, you don't have to tell nobody you changed. You know that, right?
Exactly.
They see it.
They'll see a consistent behavior being displayed. A consistent behavior being displayed, being shown. That's why you can't fool people that know. But the only people that know are the people that's what? Practicing. Because they're being what they know. So how you gonna fool somebody that's being what you are telling them that you're being, but your character and your behavior depicts something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I spoke about salvation last Sunday. And it seems like it's not getting clear to me
Right.
about what salvation you're talking about. You're talking about salvation in general, but you got on earth, you have two spirits. You have two spirits in salvation, whether you know it or not. Whether you know it or not. You have one in the Lord's self, and you got one in your eye there. Now, that is the determinant on how you survive, how your salvation is working for you. So I'm trying to understand, or trying to get to understand that you're taking me away from one to refrain me in one, which is holiness. And I mean, I have to alleviate salvation is coming from the human spirit of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't have enough,
No. Remember, we are taught by the thought of God.
yeah,
Earthly and divine salvation. Earthly
two of them.
and divine salvation.
Okay.
The Morris Science Temple of America and its teachings are for your what? Earthly and divine salvation. So salvation, what is salvation? Okay, let's make it more plain. What is salvation? The act of being saved, but we're taking the word saved and using the word to define salvation. It's not always good to define a word with the word. So it's necessary that you know what salvation is. Come on. Freedom. It is a freedom, no question. Huh? It is redemption. But then now the question is, what is redemption? Why don't we, come on now.
Islam, Robert R. McDowell Bay used to say a simple definition for salvation is choosing good over evil.
Okay, that's a good, simple definition. But for a more, for another definition, where's your dictionary? Come on, Sister McGee.
Salvation, the act of being delivered from sin.
Say that part again.
The act of being delivered from sin. A ladder reaching from the heart of men to the heart of God.
That's
With
right.
3 steps of belief, faith, and belief.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So salvation is what? One word? No. What is salvation? Deliverance. You're being delivered
What, sin?
from, look, what put us in slavery? Sin and disobedience. So we are being delivered from what? Sin and disobedience. But that can only be done by way of your what? Practice.
Practice, that's right. That's what you
But you're practicing what? The principles. You're practicing not being sinful. That's what you're practicing. You're practicing not being sinful. Come on.
Sometimes when you say live a righteous life,
Yes.
sometimes people take it or read it as too much,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But according to my understanding, a righteous life
Yeah.
is just trying to live right.
Yeah.
You know, do that which is right,
Yeah.
rather than going contrary to doing wrong.
Right. Right. A righteous life is a obedient life. And in the obedience to who? Okay, and to the obedience to Allah, you are doing what?
Obeying the law.
Yes. And law governs
All events.
Come on, man.
That's right.
That means what you encounter in your life, you can govern it based on how you live.
That's right. That's right.
According
Like that. Like that. Yeah. Go.
Think about that. I mean, you create a condition that's totally beneficial for you by you obeying the law. And you're able, when you obey the law, you are able to tell what the results will be. So you are actually determining your future.
Mm-hmm.
How will tomorrow be? Well, how am I doing today? So my future is solely dependent on the thoughts that I'm creating from today.
So that's your remembrance.
That's, come on, more.
Yes.
You're being delivered.
And more, when you break the law's consequences,
No question.
justice did must take its course.
It's going to take its course, either way. See, justice is the will of Allah. Justice is that which sanctions every appeal, and justice is that which is right. So whatever we get, you can't say, why is this taking place with me?
Or it's unfair.
Or it's unfair, it's unjust. No, you have gotten what you have created, and this is the result from your creation.
Well, you're right. That's why the prophet come and warn you of what can go down with you. You see what I'm saying? You know, I have been warned. I have been warned what it can do. It ain't like I'm going someplace and not know what this is. Oh, Lord. Man, come on, I already know.
But now the question is that we ask ourselves is, have we accepted?
Yes.
Have we accepted and trust what he's telling us? You can't accept or trust what he has said if you have not what? Tried it. How will you know if what he's saying is true? Unless you yourself have tried it. Come on, young man.
And with that trying it, it's not one time. You
That's right,
You gotta
Neil.
be what you said from the beginning.
Yes,
you have
Neil.
to try it consistently.
Because you got to be.
You got to see to it for yourself that this works every time.
Yes, yes,
Every time.
yes,
The truth don't change. This works every time.
yes.
When I do it like he said.
That, do it like he said. Now, for you to reap the benefits, you must have the element of consistency. Because in your consistency, you build up momentum.
Yes.
Come on, man.
What's momentum?
Speed.
What's momentum? What does I mean? Thank you. It's energy. You build up the momentum to continue to put forth an effort. Because the results that you are receiving are favorable to you.
That's right.
And it
That's
changes
right.
the state your mind is in.
Right.
Of course it does. Well, see, your look what you're doing, Sister Delia. You're going up.
Right.
And now we benefit from the program of uplifting all humanity.
That's right. That's right.
You're starting to raise yourself up. You're starting to ascend. You're starting now to be able to truly distinguish.
Clearly.
That's right. The one from the other. And then you really start to enjoy yourself because your life is changing for the better. And you know that your life is changing for the better. But remember, you have to be content with the good that is within your reach.
That's right. Satisfied.
It seeks not after the possibility.
Yes, my brother. Be content with what you can do.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Everybody is not able to do in the same amount that everyone else does.
That's right.
And then again, we need to eliminate the amount because you're doing the best you can. So we don't even have to compare it with what someone else is doing.
You know what? They say the law governs all events.
Come on.
why, I ask myself, why we all can't, achieve what you were just saying at the same level? Or why can't get what the next person get? Is that because the gift or the measure would seem good into myself?
Yeah,
The gift and understanding. I know everybody's understanding is different.
that's right. That's right. And everyone's effort is different.
Good.
Everybody does not have this. Everybody does not utilize the same degree of effort.
Everybody's energy is not the same.
That's right.
The passion.
Look, remember, we're talking about salvation. But remember now, we got a part of us that's in opposition to that.
Right.
You know, and it's not going to give up.
Get the truth. Get it.
Don't want to let go.
It's not going to let go unless you unseat it. If you think that you can just walk up into you and tell yourself, I'm not doing that no more, and there is no energy behind that statement, and you have not captured the momentum that is required for you to do that, you're just fooling yourself.
There you go.
And you fail to utilize the tools.
Of course.
Yeah, the tools.
Because those tools are so important, because see, you have to know how to dig. You have to first of all, you got to identify area. Then you got to be able to dig, to be able to put certain things underground. When I'm saying underground, I'm saying you. See, this thing of getting better, when we're talking about getting better, really understanding or attempting to understand what he has brought to us, it takes work. And you got to start to work not with the physical, it's here. Where things are made of thought. You got to go into your mind. And you got to make up your mind. You got to make it up. Because if you haven't made up your mind, there's still what there?
What to do?
Doubt. And doubt is of your own raising. And it's there. Because again, the part of you that is resisting salvation, divine, now it's promoting salvation, but it is strictly from the earthly point of view. See, it wants to keep you in shackles.
And that comes that.
That's why when they took our nationality, they took away our concept of God. No need to take the nationality away unless you take away the concept of God. Because if they still have a connection with God, taking away their nationality is just temporary. You have to address God. And then once you address God, you got to put another God in his place.
That's it.
See, you just can't leave them empty. They got to have something. So I got to take away God, the great God. I got to take him away.
That's what I'm
And I got to give you something to look at.
That's what I'm saying.
So I can captivate your attention.
That's right.
And while you're focused on what you think is God, I can start to spit in your ear the concept that go along with that image, which will keep you in the dark. And if you now, but the scary part is, I start to accept that way of thinking.
Like the oracle of Brother Gresham.
Yeah, Mo.
See,
Come on, Mom.
if the prophet knows you already said, I brought you more than you think. And they really did a job on us
Yeah,
with that.
yeah,
Because they took away our memorability.
yeah, Mom. Yeah, yeah. And they took away the confidence in us to create for our own group. They put in us a reliance on them,
That's,
which made us lazy.
that's right.
And every time we do something, I got to go ask him.
Mhm.
But we're taught to the selfish and avaricious have no obligation. But of course, they are not presenting themselves as being selfish and avaricious to those who don't know. But as we start to climb, wait a minute, you asking for too much for that.
Mhm.
You asking us to pay too much for that. No, I'll go and make that myself. The deal is, and that's what Prophet Nobujuali is doing for us. He's teaching us how to do for who? Self.
Right.
By thinking that what?
Just
Your
believe that.
condition can be better. Come on.
And salvation is personal.
It's no question. Your deliverance is solely dependent on you.
Praise Allah.
Solely dependent on you. Mama can't deliver you. Daddy can't deliver you. Granddad, grandma, on down the line. They cannot deliver you. Salvation. You got to do that yourself.
Praise Allah.
But I mean, don't you feel empowered?
Yes.
You should.
Yes.
Oh, man.
You should know that I don't have to rely on somebody to do something that I can do for myself.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
I mean, that's empowered. And now you start, and as you become empowered, you find out it ain't about what somebody do for me, it's about what I can do for somebody else.
Especially after he tell us, he gave us everything to take.
That's
Save
right.
ourselves.
That's right. And he did.
We shouldn't have no doubt.
Yeah. But we have to, the reason that there is doubt is because it's a part of our nature.
Right.
Come on here.
That's wrong. And along with him giving us everything it takes to save a nation,
Yes.
you're not gonna save anything you don't use it.
Yes, it's true.
You can have it. It's there, not in possession. There's no one to use it.
That's right.
And the momentum that you talked about, the energy that we need,
Yeah.
is to use these teachings
Yeah.
to change how we think
Yes.
and how we live.
Yes.
You have to apply it,
Yes.
and you have to constantly do it. What did he say about the wise man? He
Yeah.
labored in vain
What is on?
for his own happiness.
Come on, man.
He has the lessons. He see them, but he know he got to keep working.
That's right.
The work does not stop.
That's right.
You got to build up your own momentum, your own. And we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and oftentimes she says it as well. We got to have rhythm here.
Yeah.
You got to hold that rhythm. It got to be
Yes.
a balance that it doesn't drop or descend,
Yes.
or it doesn't go up too high because you're
Yes.
not ready for that.
Yes.
So the good within your reach is when you can create a balance that you can control and manage as you travel.
That's right.
As you continue on your journey of striving for purity in life,
That's right.
you have to do it in a manner in which you can contain yourself
Yes.
and be in control when you see the yearnings of your lower self and the urges of it trying to make you go the other way. You can bring it back. You can call on your Lord and look at the prophet and see what he did so that you can find your way imitating him because he knows the way.
You know the way. That's right. Use a very important word, as we travel.
Yes.
Because you know, we're traveling. And you know, when you travel, you make adjustments. Because in your travels, you are confronted not only with other travelers, but with things.
Yeah.
Obstacles.
Come on,
And
man.
hope.
I mean, we're traveling through all these thoughts, and you don't think we're going to come in contact with thoughts? When all these thoughts are going through the same medium that we are going through?
You gotta be prepared.
You got to be.
You gotta have some guidance.
And you have
That's
to
it.
be on guard
Yes.
at all times. Because there are thoughts that we come in contact with that are very persuasive, very influential, and can cause your attention to be diverted, and it don't take but a moment.
That's right.
It don't take but a moment. Especially when it's presented to you as if it will do you no harm.
Yes.
Come on, Mom.
When you get diverted,
Yes.
you gotta go back to the map.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
instructions that the prophet gave us and applied instructions
Yeah.
that he gave us.
Yeah.
So you can find your way back to
Yeah.
the path.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that he lead for.
Yeah. But look what the thought will do. Look what that thought that's attempting to divert you or divert your attention will do. Break your consistency. He will break your consistency. Ain't no question about that. Ain't no question. But you know what else it'll do? It'll cause you to lose your book.
Yeah.
Lose your what?
Your book.
That's it.
Yeah.
Have you seen my Koran?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I thought I had. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the game that's played. But remember, it's the game that you play on yourself.
Exactly.
Come on.
I was thinking, it was said earlier about prophecy, I brought you everything, take to save the nation, and take to save yourself.
Yes.
There's no trouble in speaking about the gift of the understanding
Yes.
and appoint to each one their portion.
Yes.
And the measure seems good unto himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was thinking, he said, I brought you everything, take to save the nation, now
Yeah.
take it and save yourself.
Yes.
And Grandship was saying, if you don't use it, you can't save nothing.
That's right.
And I also was thinking about understanding.
Yeah.
If you don't understand it,
Right.
you're not gonna use it.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna do you no good,
Right.
because you got it,
Right.
but you don't understand it.
You don't understand what you had.
Right. Right. So you can't save yourself.
See, we can go out by all the literature, all of it. Oh, yeah, especially laminate. That's right. But we don't understand what we have.
Right.
Because we have not made any attempt to use
Or to ask for
it.
help.
Come on, yeah.
It's, another thing Brother Crawford has said, and I hope you heard it, is that we have guidance.
Yes.
See, the prophet gave us these things, but he didn't just drop them off and went up the street.
Right.
He stayed here so he could show you
Yes.
how you use the things he bought
Yeah.
and gave to us.
Yes.
And we have guidance and we have to accept it.
Yes.
As you talked about before, you have to accept this.
Yes.
And then you have to be consistent in your practice. of it.
Yes. Yes.
Coming in here, we hear a lot of different thoughts being said.
Yes.
Here's where you can have those thoughts, you exercise your senses, and then you'll hear. You have to stay open.
Yes.
Don't come in thinking you know.
Yes.
Being in here for I don't care how many years, you don't know
That's
that.
That's
We,
right.
some of these things are just being revealed.
That's right.
Just
That's
being
right.
revealed.
That's right, Mom.
Be here 30 years and you'll hear something you ain't never heard before.
That's right. That's right.
Come here saying you know.
That's right.
Longevity does have its place, but it's not a prerequisite for you to be saved because the child can be saved if they come and do right.
Yeah. That's right.
We gotta put in the work. He asked in the clinical wisdom, how many seasons has our truly numbered?
That's right.
So we gotta be careful, and the key is to make sure that we are following the guidance.
That's right. That's right.
The guidance is what gets us through this. We can't get there by ourselves.
That's right. Oh,
It's long.
that's right. That's right.
I was thinking when you were saying, having the understanding, and we also need to have the understanding or get the understanding from a practical point of view too. Because I was thinking about when I first came into the temple, and I was reading and reading and reading my Holy Koran, but I didn't understand it because I didn't understand the language. Yeah, just the physical, technical part of this it's in a different language. It's the old, what they call Old English.
Okay.
And so, yes, we pray and we ask Allah for the understanding, but also we have to use our resources. You know, if you're not coming to Sunday school and listening so you can hear, if you're not using a dictionary when you sit down and study the Holy Koran, if you're not, if you're not asking yourself questions when you read this book, like I said, when I first got it, I read the whole book from cover to cover, but I didn't understand what I was reading. And as I listened to ministers talking at first, I couldn't quite get what they were saying because I didn't understand what I was reading. And so I found that it took time. You know, okay, don't go through the whole book. You don't have to do it that way. Take one page and try to what does this title mean? Why does it have that title for this chapter? And when I read it, it's like that title don't seem to fit what I'm getting from this chapter. What am I missing? How am I not looking at this the right way? It does take work. It takes like we're taught. We must study it.
That's right.
You know, and not just from a praying for Allah to give us the gnosis of it,
Right.
but doing our part to say, okay, I'm dealing with something different here, something I've never dealt with before, and I have to take a different approach to this until I start to get used to what it is I'm looking at. Because as much as I want to get it, it's not coming to me right away. And I think and for me, I learned that's a good thing. It's not, I don't need to be ashamed because I didn't understand it. The same way we have to break something down for a child that you're trying to teach them, you can't give it to them the same way you give it to an adult.
Right.
Their mind is not developed to comprehend it on that level. And I was a child. I still am a child. I'm an older child than I was when I first got it. I'm an older child now. I'm kind of a teenager now. I'm a teenager. But when I first got this, I was a child, and I needed somebody to help me to understand this. And that's okay.
That's it.
That's okay. That's a part of our desire to know and to know it right and to know it correctly. And I especially found out I needed help because unfortunately, when I heard about the Moorish Science Temple when I was introduced to the Moorish Science Temple of America, it was not here. It was not in a place and in an environment that was teaching me the true truth and that was teaching me the way the prophet brought it. So I had a lot of learning to do because, as you say, what they put in me, I had to get rid of it. Even in the temple, I had to get rid of it because now it's like, well, that's not what they were just saying. That's totally different from how we do it. So I had to relearn. And it's okay as long as I wanted to do it.
and wanted to relearn, and didn't want to be stubborn and say, well, you know what, they wrong, because I know I read it right. So I just thought about that when you all were talking about understanding, different levels, as you say, of understanding.
But you know, it's like this. Even then, when you were there, you were where you could solve your problem.
Praise God.
Because it was a major lesson taught under that condition. See, all of us didn't have to go that way. But some of us do. Now the key is, are you a seeker after truth? Let's find out if you are really a seeker after truth. Why not? Because if you're truly a seeker, what will you hear? The truth. You will hear his voice. And he will tell you where you are along the way. But remember, the sheep
Know the
must know the
sound
sound.
and a stranger
Will not follow.
Yeah. You may be familiar with this term, moorish science. They say we were scientists, okay? And being a scientist, you have to go into the laboratory. You know, so when we going out Koran, it's like going into the laboratory. You know, like Sister Jones Bay said, you can't just read it.
Right.
You got to go into it.
Right.
Cut it open.
Right.
Dissect it.
Right.
You know, under the what they call that thing? The,
Microscope.
Microscope.
Right.
And look at every little thing.
Right.
Because the prophet said every word I speak is spirit.
Right.
So you can't overlook words thinking, oh, this means so and so, and just go over it.
Right.
You know, so that's the way I was taught.
Right.
To go into the laboratory
Right.
and cut that thing open, dissect it,
Right.
and see how much you get out of it.
Right. Right.
And in conjunction with that, the prophet language in public and in private. But as the sister was saying and the brother was saying, you may have to just take one line and dissect every word in that line and put it in the proper context within there. So you do have to get in there, think, and go into your laboratory.
Yes. Come on.
It's fine. And I was thinking about earlier what you was talking about, words, acts, and deeds. Right? And going into the understanding it, what the sister was saying, asking for help when you need it to help understand. And I know I had to ask for help too, right? To get a better understanding. But at the time, I'm also looking at the word, acts, deeds of others that's helping me, which was not conjoining with what I'm reading and trying to understand. I had to slowly, and someone else instructed me, you take it and use it for your good. It's for your good and benefit. Don't worry about the actions of someone else. And get that understanding how is it going to aid and assist me for my salvation, for my growth and development and stuff. And I had to learn how to separate the two. Otherwise, my understanding would have went out the window from what I thought it, because the actions I'm seeing here was not coinciding with the actions of what I'm understanding, what I'm reading, and what I'm being taught. And I had to learn how to separate the two.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Come on, yo.
Yes, sir. I think what we want to do is go back to one of the words that Sister Jones Bay used, and when she first started talking about it, practical.
Practical.
We got to keep it on a practical level here. When you first started in trying to comprehend this spirit, it has to be practical to you so that you'll be able to be receptive of it. It's going to advance itself. It's going to unfold. But let's be practical. What the prophet is teaching us is who did Jesus come to? The common people. He understood their level of comprehension as well as their level of education. So it was practical. The lessons he brought, the lessons the prophet has brought to us are practical. start there so that we can then advance to the next stage. I get the scientist side and dissecting and all that. We gonna get to that part. But the point is, you gotta start off with the basics of this so that it will grow inside of you. You don't start at the college level. You cannot.
Right.
We gotta keep it practical, and that's the word that jumped out at me when Sister Joan Bell first started talking, because we all had to start there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on.
And at the beginning, at the beginning of our studies, once we all first came into the temple, at that point, would we be considered sheep? Because we're not coming in the door hearing the sound of his voice. Or maybe some did, but it did in reference to me saying, those who was with me 2,000 years ago are with me today.
Yeah.
So something just jumped out to me when she was saying when she first came in, when we all first came in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think we was considered a sheep.
Oh, we were sheep.
Yeah.
We still sheep. We always been sheep. We sheep now. Yeah, we were misguided sheep.
That's it.
We were misled sheep.
Yeah.
In the midst of wolves.
That's it.
Going around in circles.
That's the piece about who was with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, some sheep, they follow sheep.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, I can see that. But I thought it's coming in as babes.
Baby sheep.
Yeah, lamb.
Lamb.
Lamb is born, he found his mother.
You know?
It's not more. Going back to what John Bay said about the understanding. You know, the prophet said, I'm going to repeat myself. So, if you get into a verse that you don't understand, he's going to repeat it later on in the Quran in another verse.
Yeah.
Or another verse.
Yeah.
You're going to keep repeating itself.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And that reinforces,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, your understanding.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's how we grow.
That's right. That's how we grow.
You know?
That's right. That's how we grow. Come on, Mom.
Brother Jay talking here for the record. I think Henry Grant Governor said one time, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
And going more than that is, in contrary to what everybody said,
Yeah.
my sister Joan Bay, especially, I use it for my teaching and my learning. I go back to where though I'm still in elementary.
Yeah.
You know, elementary school, then I gotta go from elementary school to middle school to high school to college.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, you know, it's a process.
Yeah.
You know, things come in, you know, degrees
Degrees,
of
that's
the
right.
way you living,
That's right.
you understand more. Like the grand chief said one time to me, he said, it'll be revealed to you in due time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it ain't no rush.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you gotta get what you can get while you can, but I think what helps me more is try to live the life more, more and more.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Remember, you said, remember preschool.
Yes.
We gotta go to preschool.
Yeah. Can't skip that.
No, daycare first.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Come on.
Yes, I was just thinking about what everyone has shared, and I'm taking it to, you could read it over and over and over again, but you'll get to a point where you say, you always, you get a different understanding every time you read it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I thought about, because I'm always gonna learn.
Right.
And you put yourself in that position of, you're gonna wanna learn.
Yeah.
Because it gives a different meaning and a different understanding of the way different people would explain it.
Yeah.
Or in their level of,
Yes.
demonstration.
Yeah, to understand.
Yeah. So I take it from the viewpoint, like, I think about when the elders, different more say the handwriting on the wall. Some of us visualize it, some of us read it, some of us understand it in different ways. But I take it from that viewpoint.
Yeah. I think that's accurate. You know, one of the problems that I encountered when I first came in the organization and started reading, I had to stop thinking that I knew the meaning of words. Because I would be lazy. But it was emphasized as I went along, you better look that word up. Because that word is not what you have accepted it to mean. It's a totally different word. And then you look the word up and say, wow. You know, so, it's all about study, application, and putting forth an effort to know.
Yeah.
You got to. And know where to put the word. Then when you learn the dictionary, you got to know what definition is appropriate for the word that you just looked up.
Yeah.
And that takes effort.
They have more than one meaning.
And sometimes you can be in a reading, and man, I don't feel like stopping.
You just want to get the first one.
I would, yeah. You know? Come on, Mom.
Because I think from hearing everything that I've been hearing and me going through my spiritual life so far,
Yeah.
I think what helps me as people alone is just keep being consistent.
Yeah.
What you try to understand, what you
Yeah.
try to be good at. You just gotta be consistent.
Yeah.
Practice over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
You gotta keep doing it over and over again.
Yeah. Let's go to the Holy Koran. Of the Lord Sign of America. Let us go to chapter 20. Holy instruction and warning for all young men. Beware, young man. Beware of all the allurements of wantonness. And let not the harlot tempt thee to excess and her delights. What is the focal point of that particular instruction?
The physical.
Allurements. Why did you pull allurements?
Because those are things that attract you.
That's right. That's right. There are things that attract you. And where do those attractions come from? Your appetites.
Your desire.
Your desires. How you feel?
Distractions.
So beware of the allurements. Not the harlot yet. See, the harlot can only cause you to excess in her delights if you are lured into thinking about that or like that.
Yeah.
So beware. Be on guard. Watch what you think. Watch what you entertain. Watch what you find enjoyment in. Everything.
Right.
Everything. Come on here.
And just on that one note there, remember, we are in the body of desire.
Yes.
See, when we're practicing these teachings, you got to connect some of the lessons
Yes.
together so that it shows you what part you're on. This is the body of the Lord, the body of desires.
Yes. Yes.
Now we're talking about something that is connected to the body of desire.
Yes. 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 That's a very astute thing. Because your desires is what puts you in the arena of what allures you. You are allured by what you desire. So if we don't know our desires,
we will become subjects to the allurement of imagination.
Back in slavery.
Of course, no. Back in slavery. But look, a slave to sin.
That's right.
Come on, Mom.
It's, and I just wanted to point out, you just spoke about the way that you look up words in the dictionary and use them in the right context.
Yes.
If you look at that word, Howard,
Yes.
just don't think that that's one person. That's all you desire.
That's right. Come on, no. That's right. 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 And that's a good one. That's a excellent point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, many things can be a holler.
Many things. And many things that is of that likeness can cause you to prostitute your person.
You know, but you just talked about something a little earlier that's in connection with what we're saying. Where am I going? See, it takes you away. Yeah. At that point, you are. And the Koran is sitting right there.
That's right. That's right. And more, don't you know it can sit there and you can see it but don't see it?
And don't see it.
Or you can look at it and not eat, and there's nothing to prompt you to pick it up.
Mm-hmm. No urge in there.
None. That's right. None. Now the question is, what is that has attracted my attention till I can't see what's right there before me? What has blinded me?
Mm-hmm.
It's associated with vanity. Because what hideth a heart from a man like that? You can't see it. Something has my attention. I have been allured and I can't see but what I am imagining. Because now that which has allured me into it, I'm imagining. The allurements of imagination. What am I imagining? What am I entertaining?
Your desire.
And what is that desire that's promoting what is that that's causing me to imagine it?
Your appetite.
Yeah, your appetite. But now something that kicked in. I'm visualizing it. I'm seeing it. Why? Because I'm creating it.
Yes, there you go.
Where? In my head.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Mom.
And now, and I'm becoming now mesmerized with my creation.
Yes. Yeah.
And the more I focus, the more I create.
Great. That's right, Mom.
That's
right.
I'm in, Mo. I'm in.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, you're pursuing it. Huh?
I need some help. I need somebody to say Islam.
He created.
So I'm praying Allah will send me somebody to say something that can bring me out of that age.
The more you think, you keep creating.
Yeah, it keeps going on and on. That's what it does.
Yeah, tunnel vision.
Yeah, and that's what you. That's your focus
Tunnel vision.
on that and that alone.
No, sir, but somebody was saying something earlier. I meant to expel about what I listened. But when we read this book, the book talks back to you.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
The book speaks.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Well, remember, the book is spirit.
That's right, Mom. Right, Mom.
I mean, listen at the head. Divine instruction.
Right, Mom.
And where are the divine instructions coming from?
Allah. That's right, Mom.
Through his holy prophet, which is his thought manifested in the flesh.
Right.
I mean, you're talking about stuff that people pay millions of dollars if they could just sit in your company. I haven't ran across them yet. But they would love to get what you're getting
Yes.
just by way of your effort.
Yeah.
Your effort helps you to be able to talk about your imagination.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about what we imagine and how that imagination can be used for good
That's right.
or for wrong. Yes, because whatever can do good,
Also do
your
harm.
imagination,
Also do
can
harm.
also do harm. Your imagination. Come on.
And even the title, Holy Instruction.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, let's just know.
Yes, yes, yes. Look, at one time, holy instruction and warnings for all young men, we were confined there. We just put everything with the heart of the man. And we saw it based on that concept.
Yeah. Perfect.
Earthly. But now, we're going beyond that. And what is that? The gift of the understanding. That you are privy to because of your what?
Practice.
Practice. Because of your practice, you're getting something out of it because of your practice. You're getting a deeper understanding, a more profound understanding.
Yeah.
You are now being exposed to infinite as opposed to finite.
Come on.
It's shackles are being loosed.
Come on, we risen up to see.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yes. Yes.
Because the spirit must be in control. So it can control the soul,
Yes.
which allows it to function on this plane. I can function properly on this plane if I am following divine instruction. Or practicing. Now you start to see another phase of the organization.
That's right.
In a different light.
In a totally different light. In a totally different light. And that can only go to assist you in your development. Come on.
And the prophet said, if I can get you to think, you can save yourself.
Your deliverance is solely dependent upon how you think. So we must address our thinking at all times. When we can make corrections, we must make corrections. And when we are not strong enough to do so, pray that we do better next time. But there is always room for improvement.
Yes.
Yeah. We can always do better, huh? Mom, don't you know I can always treat you better? I can always treat you better. You may say, well, you treat me all right, but I can treat you better.
That's right.
I can always talk to you better.
That's right.
I'm not limited to how I can converse or be in or even deal with you. You know why? Because me doing that is prompted by Allah. And he cannot be circumscribed. So how can I be circumscribed in how I can treat you? Because in our actuality, I'm addressing the Allah in you.
Exactly. Sometimes more people make the statement, it don't get no better than this.
Yeah. But it do.
Right.
I told Brother was saying it don't get no better than this. I said it do.
Yeah.
Why you gonna limit
Yeah.
yourself to this?
That's right.
You know, when it can be so much, it's because there's so much more.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We limit ourselves. We prevent us from seeing beyond the limit of the pole when we say it can't get no better than this.
Exactly.
It sounds slick, but it's not this incorrect. And if you adopt that and you continue to say it, you will become a product of that saying. And you will put a limit on yourself.
Maybe where they come from more to that point,
Yeah.
they feel, oh, it gets no better than that from where they came from.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Of course.
But see, that was a thought that has been implemented by the devil. Because the devil wants to think that there is a limit to something better. It can get no better. This is it. Get here, stay here. It's nothing more than this. And what have you done? You have shackled yourself to a thought that you are accepting, that it can't get no better.
Right.
And sometimes you go to different direction.
You, of
Opposite
course you do.
direction.
Well, once you confine yourself, look, you're not looking for anywhere else to go.
Right.
I'm just looking to find out what else can I add to this.
That's it.
Because me saying it can't get no better, that means there's other stuff that I haven't experienced that ain't no better than this that I need to experience. But where is it? It dwells within the thought pattern of thinking that there is nothing better.
Right.
So you can't go beyond that thought. Yeah, because you don't look. I can't see it.
Yeah, most people believe this.
I can't see nothing better than this. Understand what you're doing?
Most people believe what they see. Most people I know do believe they see.
You got a hand here, Brother Glenn. Sister
Oh, Sister McGee.
McGee Bates. Young sister.
Oh,
Hey.
hey.
It's long. I was gonna say that it also stagnates you.
Yes.
Basically, you trick yourself into believing or settling.
You trick yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what you were tricked by?
Self.
Delusion.
Your imagination.
Exactly.
Come on here.
Islam, just one last thing while we're talking about this and why there are no limitations.
Yeah.
Remember, all of us should be trying to create heaven.
Yes. Yes.
Heaven is another name for Allah. Our state of mind has to be, we're trying to raise it. There is no limit to this.
Right.
When you're trying to create heaven, it has degrees.
Yes.
So it doesn't stop at the first thing that you say, it don't get no better than this. It has to, because it's Allah that you're trying to connect with.
That's right.
And that heaven that you're trying to have a state of mind of is not limited. It has an unlimited capacity.
That's right.
So when you're talking about creating heaven and being in a state of mind of heaven, it just grows and grows and grows.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Peace.
Peace.
Islam, Lord.
Islam.
Praise be to Allah. I'd like to thank our grand chief and moderator of the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated, who is also our brother man's grandson. for a very thought-provoking class. And I'd like to thank you all for your participation. At this time, I'll call for the Assistant Grand Governors of Washington, D.C., Sister D. Jones Bay, to read our Divine One. And while it's being read, please give the reading your undivided attention, and please cease all movement.
Islam. I give praise to Allah and honor to His holy prophet, and honor to this our Sunday school of Koran class. Prophet warns all Muslims, governors ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, and freedom, and when these principles are violated, justice then must take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings towards the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card, button, cease wearing their turban or fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sins. By order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Peace.
Peace.
Islam Moors.
Islam.
I'd like to thank our Assistant Grand Governors, who is also our Secretary, Sister D. Jones Bay, for reading our Divine One. That ends that portion of our Sunday. Allah, the Father, universe.
Allah, the Father, universe.
Father, love.
Father, love.
Truth. Peace.
Freedom.
And justice. Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide. And my salvation.
By night.
And by day.
Through
Through his holy prophet.